All right, guys, we're going to get started. I hope everyone's had a good start to the week. I am going to stop this beautiful music video. I love Deep House Chill. How's everyone doing today? Let's share some gratitude in the chat. How you're feeling, how you're doing. Let's put some cameras on so I'm not just talking to all your beautiful pictures, even though I love seeing your pictures. There we go. We got one. Who else is going to do it? Who else is going to turn the camera? All right, Hillary, we got another. All right, I'm waiting to see a few more beautiful faces. Stephanie, hello, my love. McKenna, beautiful. All right, guys. Well, let's share some gratitude in the chat first. I always want to start with gratitude and thanks because we woke up and we are alive today, guys. This is another day of living. So let's share some gratitude in the chat. For me personally, I am grateful for this delicious smoothie that I had this morning. That's what I'm grateful for today. Let's see what everyone else is grateful for. And Hillary, don't type because I know you're driving. I'm grateful for the love that is constantly present in my life. Beautiful. Grateful for time with my family. Yes, Alyssa, I'm actually flying back home because my sister just had her baby and I can't wait to see my family. It's been literally like 10 months for me. So family's so important. Aloha, Lani. Grateful for this beautiful day, being with my family. Karina, grateful for the creative expression flowing. Yay. Hello, Michaela. Grateful for an awesome nail tech. Girl, I need to get my nails done. It's about time. Beautiful. So let's dive right into it, guys. I got an amazing presentation for us. I'm recording this too so that if anyone's not here, they can watch the recording because this information, guys, is stuff you're going to be able to take forward with you through to the rest of your life. I guarantee you. Oh, let me just go over to my presentation. We're going to open it up over here. Yay. Okay. Let me know if you guys can hear me good, see me good before I get started. Present. Okay. I don't see if my notes will show themselves. I don't think they will. No, they're good. Okay, beautiful. All right, guys. So today we're going to be diving into emotional intelligence. If you don't know me, my name's Shelby. Just in case there's anyone who's new, who's like, who is this girl speaking? I've been within IM since October of last year. And before getting into IM, I do a lot of spiritual work. I meet with clients, I do NLP work. I'm a meditation teacher. So for me, meditation and connecting with myself and my inner world is very, very important for just my everyday practice. And as you guys go along this journey, it's actually one of the most powerful things that you can do to develop your emotional intelligence, right? It's just connect with yourself. So let's dive in, okay? So only 36% of people are able to accurately identify their emotions as they're happening in the present moment, okay? That's less than half of people, guys. This is crazy. Not many people are aware of their emotions. As a result, their emotions are controlling them. 2/3 of people are controlled by their emotions and they don't have the skills to really spot them, right? And use that awareness to their benefit, okay? Also, guys, let me know if there's anyone in the waiting room. I can't necessarily see. So if you see anyone trying to get in, let me know. Okay, so that's a crazy statistic, guys. That's not many people who are aware of their emotions. So let's look at the 5 core feelings that we all have that many emotions are based upon. All right, happiness, sadness, anger, fear, and shame. These are the 5 core feelings, and we all universally feel these feelings, right? You could be in the United States and Mississippi and Florida and California. You can be in Europe and London. You could be in Paris, right? You could be in South Africa. You could be in Australia. You could be anywhere. Any human in this world feels these emotions. And that's beautiful in and of itself, right? And if you were to describe happiness or describe sadness or anger or fear or shame, someone else would know exactly what it is that you're talking about. right? So whenever I actually tell people on my team, when you are going to start presenting and sharing your story, share the emotions that you felt, right? And as those of you who maybe haven't done a call yet or presented yet or opened up a call, and you might be wondering, well, how do I do it, right? What am I supposed to say? Well, share your story of where you were, where you are now, and where you're headed, and bring in the emotions, because us as humans, we connect to emotions. When we hear a certain emotion that someone's experienced, we can immediately think back to a moment when we felt that. Okay. So bring in the emotions. If you don't know how to share your story, practice it and bring in what you felt during those low moments of your life or lessons that you learned. And other people are going to be able to connect with you very well. And I guarantee you, if you go back and you watch some of the chairmen speak on their story, listen to what they're saying. They're saying the emotions that they felt. Oh yeah, I don't see anyone in the waiting room. Um, yeah, I don't see anyone in the waiting room right now, guys. I'll keep an eye on it though. Because I don't want anyone to miss the sauce. Okay, wait, now I see someone, I think. All right, beautiful. Yay, okay. Next slide. All right, so let's take a moment to connect with how we're feeling right now. I want you guys to just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to just think about how you're feeling in this present moment. Maybe there's something that happened earlier in the day or yesterday that's been making your energy feel off, or maybe you feel really happy today. Maybe you feel really aligned and connected. Just take some notice of where your emotions are at this moment, how you feel. Do you feel it in any part of your body? Do you feel light or do you feel heavy? Just bring awareness to what the current emotion is of your reality. When you're ready and you open your eyes, I want you guys to type in the chat what you feel like your predominant emotion is right now in this present moment. Okay. Just type it in the chat of how you're feeling, how today is making you feel. Let me open the chat up. Oh, I just let her in. Let's hear how people are feeling today. Content, excitement. I love that. What else are people feeling? A bit overwhelmed, but happy for what's to come. Overwhelmment. That's something that's very common amongst people when they begin that journey of trading, or even just in the beginning stages of it. Like, whoa, there's so much to learn, right? But it's also exciting at the same time. Hopeful, but tense. Yeah. Beautiful. So as you guys can see, all these emotions, we're all going to feel different in different times. You might feel a completely different emotion in an hour from now if you are driving and you come across a really shitty driver that cuts you off. You might feel anger or frustration at that moment, right? And it shifts, it changes, it moves. So our emotions are essentially just energy that's in motion. That's why they're called emotions, okay? It's different energies that are in motion. And when you start to become aware of your emotions in every single present moment, you start to realize, okay, well, what is my energy right now? Right? Is this mine or has it been projected onto me? More often not, when you're feeling those lower emotions, you have someone else's energy within your field. And we're going to go into that later. So I want you to ask yourself, do your emotions get the best of you? Do you feel like you are a master of your emotions? Or do you feel like your emotions are the ones driving the car, right? And you react to things. How aware are you when your emotions arise? Do you immediately catch them in the moment? Or are you only aware of them after the fact? Okay. Do you have tools to raise your emotions, right? From the lower vibrational energies of fear and sadness and, just like not no hope, right? Just feeling really low. Do you have tools to help you immediately become aware of those emotions? Because we all feel them, right? Sometimes you just have to sit with them and be like, okay, I'm feeling sad right now. Why do I feel this sadness, right? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling anxious? Okay. So, great tool to raise your emotions, gratitude, right? Gratitude is probably one of the best tools that you can use to raise your emotions. Finding the good in any type of situation is going to immediately shift your vibration and your frequency, right? So that now you're hopeful. Now you're starting to feel a little bit more excited or hopeful or ready for what's next, right? Do you easily pick up on the energy of others? Okay. Are you completely aware of how others are feeling? When someone comes into the room and they're super happy and they're on cloud nine and they come in and they see you, you're like, woo, this person, they're on like another vibe. They're like really, really, I can feel it. Like you can just feel it when someone enters the room. But if someone's low, right, and they've been going through a lot of shit in their life, and maybe they're just trying to have that like tough face on for everyone, you can feel it in how they speak and how they carry themselves, right? So ask yourself, am I fully aware of that? Or am I completely oblivious to how other people are feeling? Okay, so essentially, guys, emotional intelligence is a culmination of four different things, but it's two categories. Okay, so there's social competence, which is the combination of your social awareness and relationship management skills. Okay, so this is about how you are with other people. Okay, how you are in social situations. Are you aware of like how your words affect someone else when you're speaking to them? Okay, or are you only thinking about yourself? And social management, how do you manage your relationships with others? This is huge, guys, because if you are trying to, really build a team here in IM and get to chairman, the chairmen who are in our company, they understand that this is a relationship building business. Okay. And if you can continuously build a relationship with someone over time, right, and uncover a deeper layer of who they are, and they can feel supported and loved and guided by you, then naturally you guys are going to stay connected. Even if, let's say, in the future they decide, I can't do IM, this isn't for me, right? Sometimes that happens with people. That doesn't mean that you should just cut off your relationship with them, right? That soul, if you really connect with them, you will stay connected. And they may have something for you in the future, or they may come back around when the time is better for them. Okay. So this is all part of social awareness. How competent are you in a social setting? And then there's personal competence. Okay. This is the collective power of your self awareness and your self management skills. How you use emotional intelligence in situations that are more about you and your privacy and what you deal with in your own body. So ask yourself, do I have self awareness? A lot of people do not. Right? A lot of people are not aware of their soul and who they truly are because of conditioning, because of old programming that has been, put into their field from a young age, that they need to think a certain way, they need to be a certain way, they need to act a certain way. They might go through certain traumas in their life that strays them from their truth and speaking their truth. So self-awareness is one of the most powerful skills that you can develop in this journey, because if you're trading, guys, and you're trading every single day and you really practice that and develop that discipline of showing up each day to trade, okay, what you're going to start to realize, and what I've realized, is after 10 months of trading, and I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I used to trade penny stocks a couple years ago before I started my master's. So I kind of started trading a couple years ago, and then I stopped because I got into school. And each time I've realized, as I've gotten into this process of trading again, is that I become a better trader if I become more self-aware. If I'm aware of how my emotions are in this moment and I feel amazing and I feel like I'm hydrated and I've done my yoga and my personal development and I sit down to trade, guess what? My energy's good. I'm showing up as an energy being to a market that is literally energy flowing through. Okay. So what I show up as is what I'm going to get back. So if you're ever feeling off or you're low or you're depressed or you're sad, do not trade that day. Okay. It's okay to take breaks. It's okay to go and do things you need to do to raise your vibrations again, but never try and force it. Right. So this also comes into self-management. How are you managing your time? Are you scheduling things in? Or are you just kind of waking up and just going with the wind and just like kind of unplanned? Like every single day I have rituals. I have morning rituals and I have nighttime rituals. And I have days middle of the day where I usually take calls, and then outside of that I have my boundaries where I do things for myself and for my relationship with my partner, right? And so having that management, okay, this is the time for this, this is the time for this, this is the time for this, it gives me a structure to follow, right? And it helps me show up better as a leader because now I've filled up my cup, right? Before I can go and help others with what they need from me. So self-management, guys, is one of the biggest things that you can go into. So I'm going to go through these slides, and then I want to show you guys this really cute little video about emotional intelligence, because this is one of the topics that a lot of people don't really learn about in school. We're taught how to be a good student and how to develop our book smart intelligence, right? How to learn knowledge, right? And then spit it back out, right? And how we can memorize things. But that type of intelligence actually is not what helps you build and be successful in a professional setting. It's actually emotional intelligence that does, okay? So again, social awareness, your ability to accurately perceive your emotions and stay aware of them as they happen. This includes keeping on top of how you tend to respond to specific people and situations, right? So there's going to be shit that comes up when you guys are building this business or when you're trading even, right? You're going to come across family members, friends that doubt you, that are wondering why you're doing this, that are going to try and like sway you, right? From your truth. And so social awareness, how you respond to them, right? How you keep, showing up for yourself. When hard things arise, when you're building a team, when you can show up with a greater level of social awareness, you're going to be able to keep going and see the results that you want, right? Self-management. Did I type this twice? No, this is two. I think I put social awareness here. This is supposed to say self-awareness, guys. There we go. Self-management. Your ability to use awareness of your emotions to stay flexible and positively direct your behavior. This means managing your emotional reactions to all situations and all people. Okay. So that means that you are able to actually control what behaviors that you have. So I want you guys to think about, okay, do I have any behaviors that aren't serving me? Do you have any behaviors where like when I'm about to do them, I have that little voice in my mind being like, you're not supposed to do this, that's not going to help you grow, right? Listen to that voice, right? Become aware of that voice and realize that that voice is there to help guide you, right? To help show you what you're supposed to be doing. Social awareness, your ability to accurately pick up on emotions in other people and what's really going on in their life, guys. So, communication is not just verbal words. I think 93% of communication is nonverbal, right? So if someone's speaking words to me and they're like, yeah, I'm good, but I can see in their eyes and their energy that they're not, I'm like, what's really going on? You can tell me. Like, what's happening? Because your energy's off. I can feel it. How can I assist you? You got to be real with me. And when you can really listen to someone beyond their words, that's when you can really start to pick up on how people are feeling, how they're thinking, and how you can best serve them. Okay. And social management, your ability to use your awareness of your emotions and the emotions of others to manage interactions successfully. Okay. Letting emotional awareness guide clear communication and effective handling of conflict. So this is big, guys, because when you start to, if you're someone on this call who's not just trading, but you're also building a team, you're going to have a lot of conflict that comes up. There's going to be people who approach you with their own troubles. They're going to have team issues. There's going to be drama, right? There's going to be all these things, right? But if you have high emotional intelligence, you're not going to have there's not going to be any worry about how you manage it, right? You're going to be able to effectively communicate to everyone, and you're going to be able to resolve the conflict with solutions, right? Solution-oriented leading is one of the biggest things. Okay, so I want to show you guys this video real quick, and we'll come back to the slides, just to give you a deeper understanding of what emotional intelligence is. I think this video is so cute. So It's about 5 minutes. We're just going to take a listen.
Emotional intelligence is the quality that enables us to confront with patience, insight, and imagination the many problems that we face in our effective relationship with ourselves and with other people. The term emotional intelligence may sound odd. We're used to referring to intelligence just as a general quality, without unpicking a particular variety a person might possess. And therefore, we don't tend to highlight the value of a distinctive sort of intelligence which currently does not enjoy the prestige it should. Every sort of intelligence signals an ability to navigate well around a particular set of challenges: mathematical, linguistic, technical, commercial. When we say that someone is clever, but add that they've made a mess of their personal lives, or that they've acquired a fortune but are restless and sad, or that they are powerful but intolerant and unimaginative, we're pointing to a deficit in what deserves to be called emotional intelligence. In social life, we can feel the presence of emotional intelligence in a sensitivity to the moods of others, and in a readiness to grasp the surprising things that may be going on for other people beneath the surface. Emotional intelligence recognizes a role for interpretation and knows that, for example, a fiery outburst might be a disguised plea for help, or that a long political rant may be provoked by hunger, or that concealed within a forceful jolliness may be a sorrow that has been sentimentally disavowed. In relation to ourselves, emotional intelligence shows up in a skepticism around our emotions, especially those of love, desire, anger, envy, anxiety, and professional ambition. The emotionally intelligent refuse to just trust their first impulses or the inherent wisdom of their feelings. They know that hatred may mask love, that anger may be a cover for sadness, and that we are prone to huge and costly inaccuracies around whom we desire and what we really want. Emotional intelligence is also what distinguishes those who are crushed by failure from those who know how to greet the troubles of existence with a melancholy and at points darkly humorous resilience. The emotionally intelligent appreciate the role of well-handled pessimism within the overall economy of a good life. Emotional intelligence isn't an inborn talent. It's always the result of education, specifically education in how to interpret ourselves, in where our emotions arise from, in how our childhoods influence us, and in how we might best navigate our fears and our wishes. In the ideal society, it would be routine to be taught emotional intelligence from the youngest age, before we'd had the opportunity to make too many mistakes. It's because we have, until now, not taken emotional education seriously enough that our species has grown ever more technically adept while retaining the level of wisdom of our earliest days, with catastrophic results. We are now evolved monkeys with nuclear weapons. It appears that the fate of civilization depends on our capacity to master the mechanisms of emotional education before it's too late. And emotional education means something far beyond just normal education as we've conceived of it to date. Though it should ideally include courses in every year of school or college, emotional education is more than something that should just take place in classrooms at the hands of teachers and come to a halt around the age of 21. The central vehicle for the transfer of emotional intelligence is culture, from its highest to its most popular level. Culture is the field that can ritualize and consistently promote the absorption of emotional intelligence. The lessons might be embedded in a tragedy or a TV series, a pop song or a novel, a work of architecture or a YouTube film. We can envisage the entire apparatus of culture as a subtle mechanism designed to point us towards greater emotional intelligence. We will never progress as a species and will indeed grow into ever greater technologically armed menaces to ourselves until we've accepted the challenges and opportunities of properly educating ourselves in emotional intelligence. Our technical intelligence is great, of course. It's led us to tame nature and conquer this planet. But a wiser saner future for the human race must depend on a capacity to master and then seductively teach one another the rudiments of emotional intelligence while there is still time. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. If you want.
Yay. Okay. I love that video because it just gives such a clear picture on how emotional intelligence works, right? Like how we aren't really taught this when we're young. It's not our fault. No one teaches it in school. It's just not a part of like the curriculum. And that's okay. But we now as adults have the opportunity to grow this emotional intelligence, right? I know, isn't that a great video? So we're going to do a couple exercises together today, guys, before we end. And I want you guys to either, if you have a pen and paper, please take a moment to pull that out. And we're going to write down just a couple things that you guys can start to do to develop your emotional intelligence, right? Because it's something that we're not necessarily, if you're not born with it, some people have higher emotional intelligence than others, but it's something that can be developed, which is beautiful. So even if your emotional intelligence is low, it can be improved, right? So first thing I want to have you guys do is visit your values, okay? What matters the most to you in life? And I'm actually going to read off this this part of this book that I'm reading that I'm going to point you guys towards after this, okay? So as the plates of life are constantly spinning above you, you juggle projects at work, never-ending meetings, bills, errands, emails, phone calls, text messages, chores, meals, time with friends and family, the list goes on. It takes great amounts of attention and focus to keep the plates from crashing to the ground. And maintaining this balancing act keeps your attention focused outwards, okay, rather than inwards and on yourself. So as you run around struggling to check your daily to-dos off your lists, it's easy to lose sight of what's really important to you, which are your core values and beliefs. And before you know it, you find yourself doing and saying things that deep down you don't feel good about, okay, or even believe in. So this could mean you find yourself yelling at someone when they make a mistake or being hostile. And if yelling at your, friends, colleagues, family members, kids are not what you want, then catch yourself, right? Catch yourself when that happens. Okay. So the trick here is to take time to check in with yourself and ask yourself, okay, what are my core values that I hold? What do I believe in? What do I stand for? Okay. And when you can become really polarized in what you stand for, you actually start to attract more people to you who also vibe at that same frequency, right? Who also feel those same things, and you find your tribe. Okay. And at the same time, you're going to repel people. Okay. You're going to find that you're going to trigger people. All right. And that trigger that comes up in other people, you have to give them love because that's their own shit that they're going through, right? That's their own thing that they have to work through in and of themselves. So I want you guys to take a moment, just think about, okay, what are my values? What matters to me? And I encourage you to share in the chat if you want to share what your values are, what's really important to you in your life. Maybe it's, eating healthy, being kind to others, feeling good. That's one of my values. I just want to feel good, right? And anything that I do. And I want to help others feel good. That's probably the most important thing in the world, is that we just feel good. All of us have our needs met plus more, and that we're thriving, right? So take a moment to write down what your values are and make sure that they're very clear to you and stick to them. Anywhere where you're not following those values, cut out that thing, that person, that behavior, because it's not going to help you in living your soul's truth, right? And just being unapologetically like niche down to the people and the things that you love and you enjoy. Okay, because from there, that's when you start really attracting the people that are meant for you, which is beautiful. All right, number 2 is seeking feedback. And you guys can write your values in the chat whenever, and we'll kind of read them at the end if you want. Okay. Number 2 is seeking feedback. Okay. And Jess actually did this on the call a couple weeks ago with some of the leaders. Like, she's like, I want feedback from you guys. What am I doing well? What am I not doing well? Like, give me your feedback because I want to grow from it. Right. So if you're ever wondering, like, okay, how can I do better? Ask the people around you, hey, what do you think of what I'm doing here? Like, how am I doing? What could I improve upon? What are ways that I can just get better at my craft or what I'm doing? Ask your mentor, someone who brought you into this, hey, how can I get better at trading? How can I be a better leader, right? How can I show up more for myself and for my team? So you just have to really look at your perspective, and this brings self-awareness of getting to know yourself, right? Getting to know yourself, but also getting to know yourself from how other people see you as well, which is very, and it's interesting because we view ourselves very differently than how other people view us, right? We are probably the hardest on ourselves than anyone else could be to us, right? Nick, I love those values: curiosity, courage, collaboration, humble, hardworking, honest. That's beautiful. I love those values. Curiosity is a great value to have, just being curious mind. All right. And lastly, know who and what pushes your buttons. Okay. Know your triggers. If you know what your triggers are, then you are able to grow. Okay. So if anyone ever really like they just rub you the wrong way and you're like, oh, this person said this to me and I'm so mad at them, right? Instead of like holding on to that energy and that feeling of frustration or anger, stop and say to yourself, oh, I was just triggered. Okay, well, what is this trigger? Why was I triggered? Okay, this person said this and it rubbed a wound that I had, a wound that I haven't healed yet, right? So what is that wound? Okay, something from my past that I haven't really dealt with. Something from my past where in that moment, a fraction of my soul was, fractioned off and it created a shadow. So I need to go meet with that shadow. I need to go talk with that shadow and see why this wound is here and how I can heal it so that the next time that those words are spoken to me, I'm not triggered, right? I know how to respond in a way that is calm and collected and I'm not reactive. Okay. So, what you guys are going to see as you go through this journey is you're going to push some people's buttons by you stepping up into your truth. Okay. By you living your authentic life, by you making more money. That's going to push other people's buttons who aren't living in their truth, who aren't making a lot of money. Okay. And that's their moment to grow, but if they're not ready to grow and they're not ready to really develop their emotional intelligence, it's not our work to help them with that. Okay. The only work that you get to do as a soul is develop yourself, your emotional intelligence, and figure out what your triggers are so that you can start showing up to society as a better soul and a better human. And that as a result, you will inspire other people to do the same. Right. And those people who aren't inspired by you, right, who just are threatened by you, just send them love, right? And wish them best upon their journey and know that there's everyone's on their own journey. We got to be patient with each other, right? So this brings up something I really want to talk about last, which is the pain body. Okay, and Eckhart Tolle goes into this in a lot of detail because the pain body is something that a lot of people are just not aware of. Okay. So the pain body, I like to think of it as this form of ourself that it almost like gets attached onto us from traumas we experienced in the past, harmful words that have been spoken to us, lower vibrational emotions that we feel. And whenever you've felt a sense of anxiety or depression, and you feel like going through this process of trading and building and really getting out of maybe a place of fear or lack is causing you stress or worry or anxiety or depression, just know that you're not alone. Okay. There's so many people within IM who are still on their journey to getting where they want to be. Right. And along that journey, when anxiety or depression comes up, it's there to teach you something, right? It's there to teach you something. And so what most people do is they either ignore this pain body, they don't realize that this pain body is actually not them, and it's just kind of this energy that's like attached onto them. And as a result, you start to attract things that are at that same frequency of the pain body, which is fear and anger and conflict and just things we don't really want to have attracted to us. So when it comes to being in your pain body, just know anytime you feel anxious or depressed in this journey, okay, it is your job to become aware Number one, that you're like, I feel anxious right now. I feel a little depressed right now, right? Rather than just sitting in it and not being aware, right? You have to develop that awareness of, ooh, this is how I feel right now. Okay, this is how I feel. So why am I feeling this way? How can I listen to this feeling? What is it trying to say to me? What is it trying to communicate to me? Because any emotion, any feeling that is not of a higher vibration is something that has gotten into your energy fields, right? And has kind of taken over. Okay. And it's taken control of your mind. And it's taken control of you and the actions and the behaviors that you take. So if you ever have a teammate who's dealing with anxiety or depression along this journey, or you yourself are dealing with it, you have to help them realize that this moment, these feelings are temporary. Okay, and that they can move through them with simple tools, right? Meditation, movement, dance, laughter, watching TikTok videos, whatever it is that's going to make someone raise their vibration. That's what we have to help them do, right? And any single chairman in this company, guys, I guarantee you, they have felt anxiety or depression along this journey, but they know how to get out of it quicker, right? They have the tools and the strong mindset and the self-awareness to be like, "Oh, I'm anxious, I'm depressed right now. Why am I feeling this way? Okay, maybe it's not mine to hold, so let me just get rid of it, right? This isn't me, right?" So you guys have to develop that awareness when these emotions come in and realize that they're not you and that you can release them and let them go. Okay. So these are the two books I want to point you guys towards if you're really wanting to develop a greater sense of presence, right? Presence, which is the awareness, the consciousness that is you, so that when these thoughts arise, when these emotions arise, you can start to understand and develop that actually you are not your thoughts, you are not those feelings, you are the awareness that is observing them, you are the awareness that sees them. And I think when you can approach it from that standpoint, it frees you, right? If it truly frees you. And when those emotions arise and you feel triggered, or you feel like, you're just feeling anxious or depressed, you can bring that awareness in that is you and say, okay, this is in front of me. I have depression. Like, why am I feeling depressed right now? All right, well, I'm not going to hold on to this very long. So let me just go pull out my toolkit of things to raise my vibrations, right? And go do it, right? Go outside, go to nature, go drink water, go for a run, go for a bike ride, go play with my nephew, my niece, right? Whatever that is, and shift it immediately. You're going to start to get better at not being in those lower vibrational emotions as long. They will come up, right? Those hardships will come up in life, but these books are going to help give you a guide to develop this, right? Because emotional intelligence, it can be developed, right? Even if you feel like you don't have it. So emotional intelligence 2.0, highly recommend. The Dalai Lama even recommends it in, anything that he says, I just listen to. So
So cool. Mm-hmm.
there is a great test, okay, that you can take. It's really, really powerful. Um, this test you can take once per book that you purchase, and then 6 months later you can take it again, and then 6 months later you can take it again. So once you take the test, it gives you like essentially everything you need to know to start to develop better sense of either social awareness, self-awareness, social management, and self-management, right? So go take the test, then read the book, because the test is going to be so, so amazing to give you just a basis for where you're at right now. Okay. And The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle, just amazing author. If you haven't read that, you definitely should. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to have this recording up soon. And just take time today to really sit with yourself and think, how aware am I of who I am as an awareness, as a consciousness? Am I fully aware and I'm living in the present and living in the now, and I've healed my wounds and I don't get triggered anymore? Or do I have more work to do? Right? Am I not where I want to be yet and I have more work to do? So you're so welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your energy with me. Go off into the week, into the day with some good vibes, good energy, happiness, joy I wish upon you. And I'm just so grateful for all of you. Reach out if you guys have any questions, okay? Beautiful. Have a beautiful day, guys. Mwah. I will talk with you all so soon.